all the way real on this podcast today because I am pissed. Robin admitting that she hid her story from the world on the show that pays you is a slap in the face to everyone involved, including the audience. And the fact that you have the audacity to go on your podcast to reveal this. We spent this entire half-assed season with these made-up storylines about Chris Bassett. And yes, I'm gonna say made up because I allegedly was told that a few of the housewives had a meeting before filming about what the storyline was going to be, and that this Chris Bassett stuff was part of that conversation. I've always said there was something off about this season, and now I know what it is. None of y'all are living your real life.
Phew, y'all. Carlos King did not hold back this time. He got on Instagram Live and went straight in, calling out Destiny, Payton, and Leticia Scott by name. And this wasn't just a few slick comments or subtle shade, he went all the way in. Face serious, tone direct, Carlos made it crystal clear, he's done protecting people who twist the truth. So what triggered all this?
To work harder to get what we deserve, right? And I was such a huge part of that, along with other producers and everybody else involved too. But I moved to Atlanta to do that show because I was invested in making it #1.
Let's break it down. Carlos said their removal from the show wasn't something done on impulse or to stir up drama for ratings. According to him, it wasn't a last-minute decision. This had apparently been in motion for months. He explained that both Destiny and Leticia had crossed big lines multiple times behind the scenes, not just once or twice. It was a consistent issue. Carlos shared that both women had become difficult to work with in their own ways. He said they got too comfortable forgetting the platform, fame, and income they were given. He felt like they started biting the hand that fed them. And in return for giving them opportunities, what he got back was attitude, disrespect, and confusion on set.
I'm gonna sit on the phone with a woman that I know is cheating with my man. I'm just not gonna do that. Watching them interact, watching them have conversations is like watching her teach this woman how she wants them to operate. And I said that to her. I just really can't sit in a room with someone that will lie to my face.
This wasn't just Carlos throwing out random accusations. He said he had actually taken heat from fans for keeping them on the show even when people were clearly over them. He said this wasn't just business anymore, it felt personal, like he'd reached his limit. Let's go back a bit and look at how this all unfolded. Carlos got on Instagram Live and right from the jump, you could tell it wasn't going to be lighthearted. His tone was serious. He wasn't laughing, smiling, or trying to entertain. He was speaking from a place of frustration, maybe even hurt. He started by saying he's kept quiet for a long time, and if we're being real, he has. Drama has surrounded the show for years, with cast members taking shots and fans voicing opinions, but Carlos usually stayed calm and professional.
Like, this is crazy. Like, people are really offering you money to come on this show and lie. So at that point, I was like, forget it. It's a lie. Like, now I don't believe anything.
This time, though, something snapped. He said straight up, I've protected my cast. I've taken the criticism. But now I'm done. And watching him speak, you could tell this wasn't about clout or clicks. He looked tired. Not physically, but emotionally. Like someone who's been holding back for months, maybe even longer. It made it all feel more real because Carlos is usually someone who handles things quietly behind the scenes. So for him to go public like this, it had to be serious. Then came the first big reveal. Carlos talked about Destiny's behavior on set. And let's just say, it wasn't a flattering picture. He said she was difficult to work with, that she didn't want to film, and when she did, she wouldn't open up about her personal life. On top of that, he said she often left in the middle of scenes or just shut down. The biggest issue? Carlos said Destiny completely ghosted the production team during a key group event that was supposed to be the season finale. When they asked her why, she told them she felt like she was going to be ambushed, so she didn't show up. Fans had already noticed something was off with Destiny. Her energy felt different. She wasn't engaging like before, and her storylines didn't seem to go anywhere. So when Carlos shared all this, a lot of people started connecting the dots.
I have to say is what you said about me. I am frugal. But for me to spend a Q coin, fly 9 hours to go out the country, I'm there because I love you.
It started to make sense, especially since Destiny was noticeably absent from that finale scene. But Destiny wasn't about to stay quiet. Less than 24 hours later, she went live on her own account. She stayed calm, but you could tell she was ready to speak her truth. She started with a strong statement: "I didn't get fired. I walked away." Destiny explained that while people were labeling her difficult, she was dealing with real-life struggles, going through a divorce, fighting for custody of her child, and trying to keep her business running. She said the production team still wanted her to bring drama for the cameras, and when she didn't, they painted her as uncooperative. According to her, she wasn't hiding her life, she was just trying to survive it. Then came a moment that really shook things up. Destiny claimed Carlos called her after a tense production meeting and told her something like, "Don't bite the hand that feeds you." That, she said, was the last straw. She realized then that the show wasn't about healing or real stories anymore, it was about control. That line hit hard. A lot of fans started to wonder if maybe Destiny's distance wasn't fake, maybe she just didn't feel safe being herself in that environment. While Destiny spoke out, Leticia went quiet, and if you know her, that silence was loud. Leticia is usually quick to respond, whether it's in a post, a comment, or a shady emoji. But after Carlos's live? Nothing. No response, no explanation, just complete silence. And that's not like her. Carlos also dropped a big hint about some kind of altercation that happened at a private dinner off camera. He didn't name names, but said it was serious enough that security had to get involved. Fans quickly started speculating, and Leticia's name came up a lot. Some sources say she might be in full-on damage control mode. There's talk of legal advice, canceled deals, and social media silence. It's the kind of quiet that usually means someone's been told to shut everything down fast. And let's not forget Miss Wanda, Leticia's mom and one of the show's most controversial figures. Apparently, production gave Leticia an ultimatum: either Wanda goes, or you do. Why? Because Wanda had become too much. Other cast members refused to film with her. They felt like she took things too far, crossing personal lines, making threats, and causing chaos that was more real life than reality TV. Leticia stood by her mom, as she always has. And if she really did choose her mom over the show, that would explain why she disappeared so suddenly. Family comes first. But it might have cost her spot on the show. There are also whispers that Leticia's personal life is falling apart. Her marriage to Mauro has been rocky for a long time, and now there are reports that they're living apart. Some say she's emotionally drained, in therapy again, and focusing only on her kids. When someone that's active online suddenly goes totally silent, it's usually a sign they're going through a lot. So, where does all this leave us? Carlos made it clear he's had enough. That Instagram live wasn't for show. It was a man at his breaking point, standing up for the work he's built and calling out what he sees as betrayal. Destiny isn't backing down either. She's already clapped back and hinted she might tell everything, maybe even through a YouTube series. And knowing her, she probably has the receipts. Leticia? Still missing in action. And with everything happening from the Wanda drama to her marriage problems, it really seems like she may be done with the show, at least for now. One thing's for sure, Carlos is cleaning house. He's protecting the brand, and that might mean more cast changes ahead. The next season of Love and Marriage, Huntsville could look very different. So, what do you think? Was Carlos right to finally speak up? Do you believe Destiny's version of events? And what's really going on with Leticia? So, let's bring this all together, because this situation is way deeper than just TV drama. Carlos King isn't just a producer, he's the creator of a whole franchise. Love and Marriage, Huntsville has been his baby from day one. So when someone like him, who normally handles everything behind the scenes, decides to go live and publicly call people out by name, that says a lot. This wasn't about hype. This wasn't about views. It was about finally speaking up after staying silent for too long. From Carlos's point of view, Destiny and Leticia didn't just make things difficult, they disrespected the platform he gave them. And he feels like he took the blame, time and time again, to protect them, while they were causing chaos behind closed doors. For him, this wasn't personal at first, but over time, it became personal. And that IG Live was the final straw. But let's be real, Destiny came with her own truth. She said she wasn't being difficult, she was dealing with real life, divorce, custody, business stress, life was lifing. She claims she wasn't refusing to share her life, she was just trying to survive it. And when the show demanded messiness, and she didn't deliver, she was labeled the problem. That hits hard, especially when you think about how many reality stars are quietly struggling behind the scenes. Now Leticia? Her silence might just be the loudest message of all. No posts. No videos. No clapbacks. Not even a quote or cryptic emoji. And for someone who's never been shy about speaking her mind, that says everything. Whether she's laying low on purpose or legally advised to zip it, something major is going on. And between the Wanda situation, the alleged fight, and her shaky marriage, it might just be too much for her to handle right now. So here's what we know: Carlos is clearing house. He's making space for peace, for professionalism, and probably for a new cast shakeup. Destiny is moving on, and she's promised to tell it all, maybe in her own series. And Leticia? We don't know yet. But that silence? It's saying more than words ever could. As a fan, you have to ask yourself, is this just reality TV falling apart, or is it people finally choosing their peace over the spotlight? One thing's for sure, the next season of Love and Marriage, Huntsville is going to look very different. New faces, new energy, and probably a lot less tolerance for behind-the-scenes drama. So stay tuned, because you know I'm watching every move. And when the next twist drops, whether it's Destiny spilling tea, Carlos making more changes, or Leticia finally breaking her silence, I'll be right here breaking it all down for y'all. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to drop your thoughts below. Whose side are you on? Carlos, Destiny, or Leticia? Or are you just here for the truth? If you liked this breakdown, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a story. Celeb Nova will have it all covered for you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to drop your thoughts below. Whose side are you on? Carlos, Destiny, or Leticia? Or are you just here for the truth? If you liked this breakdown, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a story. Celeb Nova will have it all covered for you.